February in Thailand. 3 islands, 1 mission. Find the most peaceful beach in Trat Province. This beach in Thailand almost looks fake. Seriously, orange sand, turquoise water and almost nobody here. I came to Koh Mak with low expectations. It's the smallest island, the quietest, the one that everyone skips between Koh Chang and Koh Kood. I figured I'd be bored, maybe restless, probably wishing I'd stayed longer on the bigger islands. We booked it as a convenient stopover. We treated it like an afterthought. But here's the shock. After spending a fortune on pool villas and navigating big resort crowds, this tiny, sleepy island with no luxury hotels might just be the best of them all. All the excitement of getting our bags, I missed our Sudamgo boat coming in. This is our ferry. This is the one, interior only. I think I'd rather go on this. This looks like a great looking boat. So that's what you call a trawler. Beautiful. If I was going to live here, I'd want a little boat like that. And I'd just go pottering round the bay. So we're on the good ship Sudamgo, and there's a little trawler going past. Like that, we're on our way. Didn't get a lift as promised, but a local guy for 50 baht is going to take me there. I'll take a ride for 50 baht. Shame it's not sunny though.
Arriving Koh Mak, and we've just got on our taxi to where are we going?
Lazy day.
Lazy day.
Yeah.
It's called Lazy Day. So bye port. See you in 2 days.
How long was that journey? Was it
3 minutes.
No wonder you wanted 50 baht. Depending on the season, there are 3 boats a day. We caught the last one, the 1350, and getting from the pier to the resort literally is like a 5-minute drive. Very easy. This won't be the longest room tour we've done on this trip because we're there. That is it. Very pleasant. It's got air conditioning. There's a lovely little bit of bed art, some gorgeous hibiscus. There's even a fridge. And then in here, ta-da! There's a loo and a shower and a view. That's fine. During our 6-week tour of Asia, we really tried to mix it up with some very nice resorts and some which were much more simple, like Lazy Day. But, frankly, this was a really great choice, and we had no regrets about choosing the Lazy Day resort, not least because of the beach and the peace and quiet. I can't remember why I chose this resort. It was back in October. But it was something about just basic, nothing too pretentious, and because it's got a pretty nice beach. And I have to say, the beach does not disappoint. Gorgeous looking beach. Absolutely stunning. Just needs some sunshine. And then we will be away. Look at that. How nice. I was keen to hire a bike and explore the island, but Mel had other ideas after the tour we did in Koh Kood. Check out our other video if you want to see more of that and the reason why she didn't want to go back on the bike. So we set off on a circular walk along Ao Kao beach all the way through to the end. Nothing quite like walking onto beach where the sand is warm from the sun and it sort of squelches between your toes. And not a bad view either. How nice is this? In the shade on a sandy beach, sun is out, early
only sadness is when you look up at the high water mark and then you realise we are just monsters, all of us. What a sad state of affairs.
Downtown Koh Mak.
Awesome and
Very sleepy. Gorgeous wisteria, eh?
This is my petrol station, I think.
Sweet little high street in Koh Mak. Very sleepy feel to it.
Classic little restaurant here on the side of the road, together with my gasoline shop. Sleeping dogs lie, you can hire a bike. Go and have a boat. Little petrol station. And this is actually where I stopped to get petrol this morning. Fill her up, I said.
As I said earlier, I came to Koh Mak expecting to be bored. Smallest island, fewest activities, just beaches and a few hotels. But here's what actually shocked me about this tiny island. It wasn't that the beach looked fake, though it does. It wasn't the kayak rescue, which I'll come back to, or the crazy drone launch, which I achieved. What shocked me was this. For the first time in Thailand, I didn't want to be anywhere else. Sometimes travelling is about discovering that occasionally the best travel experiences aren't about ticking boxes. They're about finding a place that just lets you breathe.
So, morning quandary. The tide is in, and I got a funny feeling that they left the kayaks out by accident. And if you look very carefully in the distance, there's one over there. And I'm just wondering whether I should do the brave thing and take this kayak and go and get it.
So while I was grabbing a life vest and paddling for all I was worth, Mel had come down to the beach, was shooting this beautiful scenery, and had no idea where I was. Well, meanwhile, I was being dragged by the current across the rocks towards the end of the island. Fortunately, I was there with one of the helpers from the resort, and together we caught the other kayak and paddled against the current.
I woke up, couldn't find the Jezog. Where is the Jezog? Oh, hello Jezog, he's over there. Who the hell's he with? How funny.
So here I am showing
kayak.
absolutely zero kayaking skills, but to be fair, the paddle was broken, and by this stage I was absolutely exhausted.
Well, I'm at a magical viewpoint. I haven't quite got to the top. Take a peer over the edge. Wow.
Given the opportunity, I'll try and get my drone up to get a bird's eye view wherever we are. Well, I'd rented a moped and I'm at the far end of the island at a place called Cape Tukata. It's a 100-metre scramble up a marked path, but I was not expecting this vertical cliff drop view. I do get vertigo, so just standing here was perilous and extreme. But then trying to hand launch my drone without dropping it off the cliff, and at the end landing it again, probably makes this the most challenging drone flight I've ever done. But flying all the way to Koh Yok was also a thrill. And just look at this incredible beach. What a place. So it's review time of the Lazy Day Resort in Koh Mak. We only chose this place because it was a stopping point between Koh Kood and Koh Chang. We only had 2 nights, but I have to say the food was pretty good for a 3-star hotel. If you wanted to venture out, there were a couple of bars and restaurants just down the beach, which again were perfectly adequate. I introduced TripWorthIt in our last video, so I won't go into too much detail here. Suffice to say, we were explorers for our stay in Koh Mak, capturing comfort, authenticity, adventure, sustainability and value score. Our overall score of Lazy Day obviously was based mostly on value. A 3-star hotel on the tiny island, you don't expect much in the way of comfort or other attributes. As a result, we scored this actually a reasonable 2.67 out of 5.
Now, where are we?
We're at the Lazy Dog. But we're not at the Lazy
We're
Dog.
at the Lazy Day Resort. We have Tom Kha Gai, which is
Massaman.
delicious.
Massaman.
Kai,
And green curry.
green curry, and a bit of jasmine rice with a love heart. And it's absolutely excellent. Really good.
Yeah, we like Koh Mak. It's got a very laid-back quality to it. If you wanted just, somewhere chill, smoke weed, have a massage. Massages are roughly 400 baht. That's £10. 15 bucks. No tip required. Amazing. Beer will cost you £1 in a can. That's pretty amazing too. In our last video, I posed the question, which was the best resort? Here at Lazy Day, the KC Grande at Koh Chang, or our first hotel in Trat Province, High Season in Koh Kood? Well, I have to say, if I was going to go back, we all agreed it would be Koh Kood. And it's not just about the hotel. Sure, we paid a premium to stay at the best resort on the island, but we had been travelling in pretty basic accommodation for 2 weeks prior to that. The room, the pool, everything about the High Season resort in Koh Kood is magical. But it's not just about the resort, it's more about the island itself. It's more about the beaches. The beaches were stunning with white sand, not orange sand. The sea colour really was a most gorgeous, gentle, creamy turquoise. And the people were just so lovely. There were great restaurants. There's certainly more that we'd do and go back.